What's up, everybody? Andrew Sharp here, or Rich Criminal. So, I'm working on my first EDM song in Logic Pro X, and right away I noticed that after I've built just a couple of tracks, my bass line gets lost in the song. So, it doesn't really stand out. I can't hear it the way I want to. I would need it to be a little bit more clear. I could turn the volume up, but then if I turn the volume up, now my bass line's louder, but I'm gonna start losing other elements of my song. So instead, what I do is I throw a compressor on my bass line, which I like compression anyways because it tightens up the bass. I've already set some parameters and things like that. But right here where it says side chain, I just go there and I go down to where my kick drum is at. So here it is, instrument 8, kick drum. You look over here, instrument 8, kick drum. And I'm just going to tie this bass line with my kick drum. So now what happens is every time my kick drum hits, the bass is going to get quieter right here on this meter. You're going to see it probably go down to about 10 or 12 or 15, and that's kind of what I want. I want it to get a little bit quieter so you can hear it. Now when the kick drum gets done hitting, the sound on the bass is going to go back up so you can hear it. So now they're not fighting against each other and it doesn't sound muddy. So let's see what this sounds like. All right, so I'm starting to hear it a little bit, but it's still a little bit tough. So the second thing I like to do, and I'm going to mix and master this whole thing later. Like I said, I'm just starting this out, but just for this part so I can hear that bass line a little bit more, what I do is I'm going to throw on an EQ. So here I have my kick drum EQ from track 8, and here I have my bass line EQ from track 13. And I like to just put them side by side. And then what happens is you can see these sine curves that are coming in. What I do is I boost my kick drum frequency at the very low end, and then I put a dip or a duck in it right here. Now this is still low end bass, but this is obviously lower than this. Now my bass instrument or bass line, I actually leave the same at the low end. If you notice that they're not fighting each other. And then I'm going to boost it in a frequency that it corresponds with where I dipped it or ducked it. So what ends up happening is though is that even these look like curves. They actually end up flattening each other out when you stack them, and you can see that it's going to balance it. So once I have the EQs on and I've adjusted it, you just play it. You can see the analyzer boosting these frequencies here, lowering that frequency, and then here on the kick it's boosting. You can hear that bass coming out nice and clear now. Ba-dum, ba-dum. And that's it. That's how I clean up the bass line in my project. And also, that's how I sidechain and manipulate the EQ for the bass line, the kick. Thanks for watching.